All right, everybody, I'm super excited about today's video. A lot of you know I love focusing on new and innovative products, and today's product is no exception. We're gonna do a first look on the Outershell Adventure Pico Pannier. Find out how it works, what I think, in this video. Welcome back, Pathless Peddlers, and if you're new to the channel, if you're looking for information and inspiration about bike touring, bike packing, and bike fishing, then definitely subscribe. This channel is for you. And before I jump right in, if you guys have been enjoying these videos, these looks at interesting products that no one else is really talking about on YouTube, then definitely consider becoming a micro-funder of the channel. It's my goal to kind of fill that space between pure road and pure mountain biking in this adventure slash bike touring, bike packing space. So last week I got my hot little hands on the Outershell Pico Panniers. These have literally just started shipping, and to my thinking, they're one of the most innovative takes on a bike packing product so far. So the Pico Panniers ship as a pair, and they're meant to mount to your suspension fork or your fork with a 3-bolt mount. And depending on whether you're going to mount it on a fork with the 3-bolt mounting, you have your option of hardware. So one is drilled and cut for hose clamping it to a suspension fork, and the other is drilled and cut to mount it on a 3-bolt fork. So these clear quote-unquote racks or mounting points weigh in at about 107 grams. And the bags themselves weigh in at 222 grams. So the total package per side is 329 grams, not counting the bolts and the hose clamps if that's how you mount it on your bike. So the bag itself is made of X-Pack and is highly water resistant, though not waterproof. There's one large roll top closure on the top, that's kind of your main compartment, and it's designed to fit a 64-ounce growler. Another thing that makes this unique from other fork-mounted mini panniers out there right now is that there is an external pocket that you can access without having to undo the top roll. This is a great place for snacks, for tools, for patch kits, for things that you might want to access throughout a ride where it would be a pain to kind of unroll the top and dig around for. The bag also has 2 compression straps that run along the top and the lower portion of the bag to keep kind of tall items nice and tight and compact and hold it really closely to the polycarbonate backing. Another nice feature of having these 2 compression straps is you can have the bag relatively empty and not flopping around and hitting things on the ground. So let's talk about the mounting, because this is where things get really interesting. A couple days ago, my friend Toffer came over with his really cool Sklar mountain bike, and we mounted his set of bags on his bike. The process is fairly simple. You want to find a place on the fork where it holds the bags high enough so it's not interfering with the disc brake or the wheel. Once you have that desired height, you want to mark it with a Sharpie or something, and then wrap some electrical tape. This is going to be the base on which the hose clamps are going to secure around. Next, you want to take the polycarbonate backing that's marked with up and front. You want to place them on the fork in the right way, so when you have the pannier on there, it's going to be nice and level. And from there, you simply wrap the hose clamps around the backing and the fork. From there, you slide the bags onto the backing. You have to be aware that they are side specific. There's one that is strictly going to work with the left side and one that's strictly going to work with the right side. After slipping it on, you take that big fat piece of Velcro and wrap it around the fork and back onto itself, and you're done. So as you can see, the mounting system is fairly unique, first of its kind, I think, and there's going to be lots of questions about long-term durability. So it's kind of hard to say at this point. Again, this video is just the first look. I wanted to share with you guys kind of the details of the Pico Pannier, since it's so hard to tell its size and volume and how it mounts just by looking at pictures. I know a lot of you are curious about the capacity of the panniers themselves, and they're designed to fit a 64-ounce growler, if that gives you any frame of reference. I find that it does fit, but it is really tight. It'll definitely fit a bottle of Weller 107 with room to spare, but more practically speaking, it definitely does fit something like a Big Agnes Air Core sleeping pad. I can see using these Pico Panniers for items that are bulky but not heavy. So things like the sleeping pad, a puffy jacket, maybe a bundle of clothes. So that's it for kind of the general overview. I'm gonna go into a couple of initial likes and dislikes. Again, this is a first look, not a comprehensive review. So this is kind of just my initial reactions, having mounted the bags and playing with them just for a couple days. So my first big like, one thing I immediately loved about the Pico Pannier is the external pocket. There are a couple of fork mounted bags out there, but they all generally seem to have just one big access pocket. So I think that's definitely one of its defining features. Another thing I really like liked about the Pico Pannier is that when it's empty, you can really tighten down the straps and leave it on your bike, and it's not flopping around, and it's gonna be really transparent when you ride. This is unlike other fork mounted bags out there that kind of require stuff in them so that they keep their shape and will stay on your fork. This way you can always have it mounted, and if you find something unexpected on the road, like a bottle of Weller 107, you can just toss it in there and get pedaling. So in terms of dislikes, the Pico Pannier does have a couple of constraints. And the first one is because it is a fork mounted bag, you're kind of confined to that volume. So if you have like oddly shaped items or things that don't fit with that bag, then they just don't fit with that bag. Another thing to be aware of is that because of the way it mounts, the big strip of Velcro, it's not really quick to put on and take off. It's more of a bag where you kind of set it there once and kind of leave it there. And the last thing to be aware of, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are freaking out about, is the long-term durability. Again, this seems to be kind of uncharted territory, using this material for a backing and mounting it on a bike this way. So there is a bit of a wild card in terms of durability, although Kyle says that it's pretty durable. Time will tell. I'm looking forward to taking it out on trips. If it ever stops snowing here in Montana. In a couple months down the line, I'll definitely give a updated review after I've actually ridden with stuff in it and taken it on some overnight trips. So what do you guys think of this design? Is it something that you guys are interested in? Do you guys have any predictions about its long-term durability? I'd love to know. Leave your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. And if you guys have any other specific questions, leave those in the comments. And if you like this video and want to see more interesting adventure bike videos 3 times a week, then definitely consider becoming a micro funder of the channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.